Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Lily, and if you don't know me, I am a future teacher. I'm an education major, currently in college, and something you might not know about me is I love literature. I love reading, I love poetry, I love English. Today's video is going to be about something I love reading, and that is young adult novels. And I'm currently in a young adult literature class, and it's just kind of reminded me about how much I love YA Lit. If you would like me to make a second video for this and I could show you my top 10 favorite children's books, please give a like and comment down below if that would be something you would be interested in. Today I'm going to be showing you my top 5 favorite young adult novels. My first one, I read this in my children's literature class my freshman year of college, and this is not it's not a children's book though. There's very heavy language. The reason that class was called Children's Lit is because we learned about children in different scenarios and different societies, and this one is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Now, if you don't know what this book is, oh my gosh, this book is so good. It was adapted into a play. The play is one of my favorite plays as well. It's about a 14-year-old boy named Charlie. He's on the autism spectrum. He finds his neighbor's dog killed with a fork, and he wants to know who killed the dog. So while he's trying to solve that mystery, he is unraveling more and more secrets and mysteries about his family and his friends, and it just gets really crazy. There's a lot of language in here. There are a lot of heavy topics like affairs and murder and things of that nature. So I would not recommend this to be read to an elementary school, but I definitely would recommend this for a later grade, maybe 8th grade through 12th, because this is a very great book. It has great messages and stuff, but there's a lot of issues in it that I don't think would be good for younger children. So this is definitely true to its title that it is a young adult book. The next one is one that I actually learned about being an elementary school teacher's assistant. The teacher I TA'd for, she read this to her students whenever they had time at the end of the day. And the first time she read it to them, I was so inspired that I went and bought my own copy and I followed along with them at home. And it is Wonder. And if you don't know what Wonder is, okay, first of all, they made it into a movie and it is absolutely fantastic. Daveed Diggs is in it. Julia Roberts is in it. It's a great movie. Go see it. But it is about this kid named August, and he is I want to say he's in 5th grade, maybe 4th. I have no idea what grade he's in, to be honest. But he has, I can't think of the disease he has, but it gives him a facial deformity. So he's been homeschooled pretty much his entire life, and he's going to public school for the first time, and it just shows his struggles with public school, and every chapter is from a different person's point of view. So he has a sister and then his sister's best friend, and his sister also shares some of the struggles she's having. So you get to see many different stories within this story and all the points of views and how they link to each other. And it's such a beautiful book. It teaches kids great lessons, and I would recommend this for grades 3rd through 8th. I think it's a really great book to have to read to your classroom, so I recommend this as well. This next one is one that I just finished for my YA Lit class, and holy cow, this book left me chilled. It's so good. It has such a good message, and that is The Hate U Give. The Hate U Give is about a girl named Star, and she lives in a not so good area of town called Garden Springs. There's a lot of gangs there. It's the ghetto. And then she goes to school at Williamson, which is this very prestigious, predominantly white area. And one day she goes to a party. There's a shooting that breaks out, and she reconnects with one of her best friends from childhood. and he ends up getting shot by the police because the police think that he caused the shooting and he didn't, and she has to go to trial, and it is so good. It leaves such a riveting message about you can't judge people by the color of their skin. You cannot just assume that all African American people are going to be ghetto or just bad, and it really just makes you think, and it tells you the reality of police killing people for not good reasons. And this book left me so stunned, and it's so good, and I cannot recommend this enough. The movie is just as good as the book, so go read The Hate U Give. This fourth one I have read multiple times. I have to reread it for my YA Lit class. It's the next book we're reading. I am so excited. This is one of my favorite books from high school. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. If you don't know what this is about, if you're like one of the few people in the population of the world that don't know what The Fault in Our Stars is about, it's about two teenagers that have cancer and they fall in love, and it's like their love story, but it's really like this narrative of how life with cancer is, and it's just such a raw depiction of what it's like to be a teenager with cancer. And oh my gosh, the book made me cry, the movie made me cry. Like, it's such a good book, and I really recommend it. There are some things in this book that if you've been through the loss of someone who had cancer, you're gonna immediately cry. It might be hard to read, but this book is amazing. The ending is shocking and heartbreaking, so read this book if you haven't already, because it's amazing. And the last book is another one that I really loved in high school. Also a movie. There's also a sequel to it, but I think the first one is way better than the sequel, and they didn't make the sequel into a movie. But it's If I Stay, and this book is about Mia, and she's like this music prodigy. She plays the cello, and she auditions for Juilliard, and like the day after she auditions for Juilliard, there's this snowstorm while they're driving, and they get into this huge car crash, and her whole family dies, spoiler alert, and she ends up in a coma, and it's really her out of her body, living life out of her body as she's in this coma, seeing like what the world is like without her, and it's just so raw, like what you're reading as she's outside of her body. And it's really her battling with the fact if she should stay with her boyfriend and pursue her dreams and go to Juilliard, or die and be with her family. And that is what this book's about. And oh my gosh, it's so beautifully written, and it's amazing, and I cannot recommend this book enough. And that is my top 5 favorite YA novels. Thank you so much for watching this video, and comment down below if you want to see a children's book favorites list, because I could talk about children's books like all day long. I love children's books. So thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful.